Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on fertilizers and pesticides. In our last lesson, we learned about the general properties of salts. We learned how to classify them in terms of their solubility and their absorption tendencies. We also learned how to classify them in terms of their thermal stability and whether they are nitrates or carbonates. In today's lesson, we will define the terms fertilizer and pesticide. We will also list some examples of each, and we will discuss why they are important. Students, I am certain this lesson will expand your knowledge. When plants grow and develop, they absorb essential nutrients from the soil. These nutrients aid in their growth and development. However, as the plants use them, the concentration of these nutrients will decrease. This can specifically be an issue with food crops. When the plants are removed during the harvest, the nutrients are removed along with them. Therefore, in order for the soil to be suitable for growing new plants, the nutrients that were removed must be replaced. But how can this be achieved? The addition of appropriate fertilizers replaces the nutrients in soil and it increases the production potential. We have spoken about fertilizers in several of our lessons. However, we have never discussed what they are. Fertilizers are materials that are added to soils to increase the growth, yield, or nutrient value of crops. Fertilizers are often classified as being either organic or synthetic. Organic implies that they are natural, while synthetic implies that they are artificial or man-made. Let us discuss each. Organic fertilizer is derived from animal and plant matter. This includes the dung and urine of animals and the decayed material of plants. After decomposing, these fertilizers can provide an abundance of nutrition to plants. They can supply major plant nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium to the soil. Synthetic fertilizers can provide all three of these elements at the same time. This is why they are referred to as complete fertilizers. These fertilizers are also referred to as NPK, which stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Some examples of synthetic fertilizers include ammonium sulfate, potassium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, and diammonium hydrogen phosphate. Nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium are the most important nutrients for plants. Therefore, commercial fertilizers are graded based on the percentage of each element they contain. For example, if a fertilizer contains 10% of each element, it will be labeled as 10-10-10. The suitability of these proportions changes based on the fertility of the soil and the crop that is being grown. In addition, different varieties of fertilizer are more suitable for different soils. For example, ammonium sulfate is suitable for soils that are more basic rather than acidic or neutral. Students, list 3 different types of fertilizer. Then, describe the factors that have to be considered when you are choosing a fertilizer.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, students. I wonder which fertilizers you listed. You might have named organic fertilizers like animal dung and decayed plant substances. You might also have named synthetic fertilizers such as ammonium sulfate, potassium nitrate, ammonium nitrate, or diammonium hydrogen phosphate. All of these are correct. Some factors that need to be considered when choosing a fertilizer include the fertility of the soil, the type of plants that will be grown in the soil, and the acidity, neutrality, or basicity of the soil. Let us move on with our lesson and discuss pesticides. Pesticides are chemicals that are applied to crops in order to eliminate fungi and pests. If not for the pesticides, fungi and pests could reduce crop yields or destroy them altogether. Most pesticides that are used are made up of organic compounds. However, there are some inorganic substances that are used. Fumigant pesticides such as hydrogen cyanide, sulfur dioxide, carbon disulfide, and phosphine are inorganic. These pesticides are largely used to treat empty storage containers, grain stores, warehouses, harvested products before they are stored, and to kill pests that are found in soil. Other inorganic pesticides are mostly copper compounds. Some examples include copper chloride, copper hydroxide, copper nitrate, copper sulfate, copper 1 oxide, and copper carbonate. Some of these are used as fungicides, whereas others function as insecticides. Students, please describe the benefits of using fertilizers and pesticides.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Hello again, students. I wonder what benefits of using fertilizers and pesticides you thought of. You might have said that using fertilizers can replenish depleted nutrients in soil. By doing this, you can grow a more nutrient-rich and hearty yield of crops. You might also have said that it is beneficial to use pesticides because they eliminate the fungi and pests that can damage or destroy healthy crops. In this lesson, we learned about fertilizers and pesticides. We learned about organic and synthetic options, and we discussed some factors that need to be considered when choosing these products. This brings us to the end of our lesson for today. Until next time, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.